Morning, children. It has been a minute since I have done a full-on Canvas stream. I don't know if this is working, so you're gonna have to give me a second while I sound check myself. I just hit cancel, go back over to campaigns, live chat. All right, let's see if anything's gonna come through. Okay, there we go. Studios and the Rumble can see this, hopefully. We'll see. It shouldn't be private. It should be all. Do that again. It should show up on YouTube momentarily. There it goes. And let's just double check my sound real quick. Got to be professional. Got to go to my channel. Should show up on you. God damn! I'm liking this Linux Ubuntu setup here. My sound quality is through the roof. Like it looks like this microphone sucks because I got tape on it, but no, it's actually a pretty good condenser mic. It's just Windows didn't like my microphone, and so I've been sitting in. I've been playing with Ubuntu yesterday, and unfortunately, I should have done the other kind of stream where it's just me, but I can have guests on this one because now, unfortunately, in this one, I will not be able to screen capture. I mean, I'm in Duo right now, but I can send the link out to. I'm gonna actually copy this link, and I'm gonna see if I can send it to link copied. Okay. Very special Instagram guy here. We'll just go to Instagram. Bam. As we get rolling here, as people stagger in from their Sunday morning, from their Saturday night drinking, you know what's funny is I went over to the bar the other night to watch the college foosballs games, Y versus U, and it was funny how I had a beer, I had dinner, and all I heard were like younger people, slightly younger than me. I think that the people who were just, I don't know, late 20s complaining about the price of everything. Yes, it was $30 for a shot of whiskey, a beer, and a meal. And then I had to tip that ass, so it was like $35. And they wanted like 567 for the tip. Oh hell no. I'll be rounding down on that one. I left them $5 bill, but it's like fuck. It is getting up there. It is $30 for two drinks and a meal. That's getting up there. There we go. Let's see if this works. B. Bam. All right. I believe I have it. And if there's anybody who hasn't piled in here. Oh, what's up, Shadow and Sun? How you doing? How are you doing today? Yeah, I actually have a topic written. But like I said, in this, what do you call it here? In the Canvas setup, I can't show screen, so you'll have to off to church. Oh well, I'm glad that you stopped in. You didn't want to hear me spread the good news. Well, I don't blame you there. I don't blame you there. Off to church. That's good. Hell yeah. Come say hey. I'm always happy when people come in and say hey. I'll take it. I'll take it at any given point during the day. What's up, Fox? Afternoon. You have a great and glorious morning, Shadow. Thank you. All right. Don't forget to come back and visit later. Let's see here. Do I have anything else on the agenda? I do have a good picture quality. I can lift this up. You will see me paint it from over there, but maybe I can lower the camera and do it that way. Actually, I think I can change cameras. I can go to this one when I'm ready. So there is that. It just sucks that I can't do, if I hit that, that's just the Rumble background. And do auto. And then there's just presentation. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've done this kind of stream. So, Our topic today is Instagram push pincushions and thirst traps. So, I was walking in the forest one day, playing Heroin Hero or whatever it is. Just walking, and all of a sudden there was a rainstorm. Hide underneath a tree, I noticed a giant rock, and then I lift up the rock, and there's all kinds of insects underneath that rock. Like, I'm talking creepy crawlies galore. Have you ever been a little kid and you lifted up a rock in the middle of the woods or in the backyard, and there's all kinds of shit ton of bugs after it rained underneath that rock? There are spiders, potato bugs, crickets, worms, ants, beetles, even stink beetles. There's just all kinds of insectial life underneath one of those rocks. That's what I ran into when I went into when I was just hurling random insults on Instagram. I come across this account here, and you won't be able to see it. Let me go back into the chat thread. There it is. Boom. And I find this Instagram painter called the Dannyverse. Now it's another. Now I'm just going to describe it to you right here. Another UK girl, makeup, septum piercing. That septum piercing and tattoos go hand in hand. The septum piercing and tattoos are literally the dead giveaway that this is unhallowed ground that you're about to tread on. And I just said something about, oh great, another OnlyFans Insta thought getting into the hobby. She painted a miniature once, and then the white knights and the cucks and the simps and the ugly bug looking how do I put this? Ugly bug looking bitches come out and they start hurling insults. Now, of course, I have to start laying down the law immediately. Because I'm not going to get dogpiled. And, when it comes right down to it, I am literally the worst kind of human being that you would want to find, that you would want to ever deal with when it comes to that kind of scenario. Because I'm a lot like Mugen from Samurai Champloo. When somebody says that I can't do something, and when somebody says I shouldn't have done that, it just makes me want to do it even more. It just makes me want to upturn the earth and go scorched earth on everybody and everyone. And that's the problem. You got the standard, what do you call it, dyed hair. All the dead giveaways are there. The tattoos and the septum piercing, poison, 100% pure poison. So we get into Danny Jeffries. I don't care if she's not on Instagram, on OnlyFans or not. It's the fact of the matter is that she is presenting herself in that way. And there are a lot of girls who are presenting themselves in that way, and they're actually on OnlyFans. We've talked about several of them before. The most notorious is Gollum or Hobby Night. What's her? I think her name is Alex from Hobby Night, and she's letting herself go. I got this chat open right here. I'm like, why were you on her? What do you call it? What was it? I don't think I'm gonna find it, but in the search history here, I asked Firstborn. Oh, here's another one right here. But what were you doing on her page? You told me about it, Dad. I can't find it. Oh, but there's like AJM, Nerdcore, all of these little like British. I don't know how to describe them. They, as a matter of fact, both of these girls look the same. Danny Jeffries and AJM Nerdcore look the same. One has red hair, one has blonde hair. These girls are probably older than me, and I'm older than dirt. They've got way too much fucking foundation on, and they're starting to infest our hobby. and shit like that. That's the problem. And, so I wrote this little piece, and then we can get into some of the insults I hurled to defend myself at the White Knights. As a matter of fact, let's do that first, and then I wrote this little piece here. So, go into this one. Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. Gotta get more. No, I actually have to go to the thread. Let me go over here to the thread. Bloom. Here we go. So this is one of the comebacks I came up with one dude, and it didn't stick to his profile, so I don't remember what he said. I think it was God, it doesn't show the guy. When you're trucking and hurling insults at the same time, it doesn't go. I like this one. Sir Simsalot. Oh, I know who this was. This was Blood Angel Paints guy or whatever. Sir Simsalot, can you give me painting lessons on how to be as thirsty as you? And of course, he never chimed in. You're sufficiently handled after that. My comment officially was more OnlyFans commercials, but this time they're invading the hobby. And to a certain extent, these people are invading the hobby. And I got like 37 replies on this thread. I even had some Norse dude write me a poem, and then he started following me on Instagram. That was pretty hilarious. And then let's see here. Did I get her? Nope. It won't show me the, what do you call it? Yeah, some of these didn't stick, and you have to keep opening. I told this one chick, you go tongue an African migrant's butthole, you slimy limey. Let's see here. Dude. On OFs. Okay, that one didn't make any sense. Says the guy doing the duck face and the thumbnail on his reels, trying to grinder crowd your upcoming OFs. Why would I have an OF? That doesn't make a lot of sense. And I just said, oh, look, another Pakistani mongrel from the UK. And he is from the UK. And that was Tim Paint stuff, And so what I've discovered is that there is this gigantic forest. And if you go to some of these profiles, here. Let me go into the profile. Oh, no. No, it works. It just won't let me go to... Did I lose internet? Uh-oh. No, we're good. All right, that's not important. Okay. I just closed the thread right there. You go to some of these profiles, and you'll notice like LGBTQ ally. You'll notice things like anti-fascist or something like, or something other than that. And they're all like following one another in this 80-20 doom loop with one another. So, like I said, I felt compelled to turn over the rock, and what did I find? A whole universe of liberal Instagram painters sucking and bleeping one another off in a never-ending gay ball of scum and simpery. Insult one painter and at least 10 to 15 white knights. I counted about 15 white knights will fall out of the UK mist to defend doth my lady's honor, not to mention copious amounts of ugly, bug-looking Eurotrash chicks. Needless to say, as a troll, I was well fed that day. I was well fed. My hatred was, and let this be a message to you all who watch my channel. If you have hate in your heart, let that hate out. Let it out. Don't let the liberal media or YouTube or Instagram or social liberal media tell you how to think and feel. If you don't like Will and Grace, that don't mean there's something wrong with you. That means there's something wrong with Will. Will is a homosexual. All right, so let that hate out. As a troll, I was well fed that day. As they piled in, I hurled insults like stones, putting each one in their place. Then I made the discovery that women, gay, liberal, Euro trash, unemployed, commission painters really exist in a freaking bubble. They all exist together in this giant bubble that just goes around and around, where they follow each other's Instagram profiles. And there was this one guy who's like, he insulted me, and he had Trench Crusade first up on his fucking feed there, and I'm like, wow, Trench Crusade, you have my sympathies. That tells me everything I need to know. Never heard back, especially when you respond to some of these people, and you have to stand up to these people because they're the ones who are destroying everything in the hobby. They literally are. We did not gatekeep hard enough. Within this bubble, they kind of resemble the monster in the 1989 movie Society, or the gay pile of men in South Park. I want you to put that, just Google Society Monster 1989. You'll see what I mean. You'll see this like pile of like people melting together in like a disgusting fashion. Okay. Or just think of the ball of men on South Park. Because all of these profiles are the bleeping same, like Trish paints minis or Bob paints. And in the tag on the lines, a lot of these profiles, belligerently anti-fascist was one that I saw, or LGBTQ ally, not to mention the obligatory white girl who painted a gay space marine that one time, and she does cosplay. Did I mention that they do cosplay? And if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know that I kind of frown on cosplay. I really do. I really fucking hate it. I hate it. And it's like, oh, I'm against fun. You know what I'm against are fully grown adults well into their 30s playing make-believe with their fucking costumes. There you go. Halloween is not forever, okay? You know what I'm going to be this Halloween? A fucking adult. I'm going to smoke a cigar, eat a steak, and if somebody comes to my doorstep, because I'll have my light on, I will give them some candy. And usually I have some extra big king-size Hershey bars when somebody has an original fucking costume. All right? Every now and then, you get one kid with the original costume. Like I saw this one kid, he had this, he was a victim, and there was an inflatable alien behind him grabbing him. He was being abducted. That was the most original costume I've seen in a long time. He was being taken. There was a green alien, big head, eyes, and it had his hands around him. And and I'm like, "What are you?" I'm being abducted by aliens, is what he said. Okay. But that's what I'm going to do for Halloween. I'm going to have a steak with extra butter, and I'm going to smoke a cigar and call it good. And I'm probably going to watch Halloween on Halloween, as one does. All right. And let's see here. Yeah, who painted a Space Marine that one time. And if you ask me, we did not gatekeep hard enough. This kind of behavior that you get from these people is deviant. And within it's deviant. It sickens me, and it's infesting our hobby. And we don't want it. We do not want it. It's these kinds of people who ruined 40K. This is how you come to 10th edition. This is how you come to 10th edition, because most of these people are just like habitual fucking consumers. Okay? They are habitual consumers. And I really think when they spend $65 on an army book, and it gets a shit ton of FAQs the next day to change the points, to change the rules of the what do you call it, of the models and of the army inside of the book and everything, and it comes next day, it basically and these kinds of people are the ones that are too dumb to think that to know that they've gotten scammed, and they won't complain. They'll buy anything. They'll literally buy anything. That they're like sheeple. These kinds of people, okay, they are literally like sheeple. You tell them the sky is black. You tell them the moon is just the sun at night. Uh, that they'll believe it. There you go. Awesome. All right. This is how you get the tranny douchebags of theys and thems asking for a non-binary 40K army. And it's also how you get Dungeons and Dragons, the gay version, where everybody on the table is a furry, wispy, androgynous, random character with bunny ears and or horns. Now, there's a meme going around the internet of people out there God, I can't of like what Dungeons and Dragons looks like today. There's nothing in Dungeons and Dragons is supposed to be kind of dark fantasy. It's supposed to be dark fantasy, and now it's just like it literally looks like the furry forest on what do you on? It's not Space King. It's a different one. It's that Black Templar versus the furries from God. What are those guys' names? I'm gonna remember it. This is now I'm having a boomer moment. I'm having a boomer moment, people. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Mm, okay, hold on. This is Flash Gets. There we go. Sorry. And some other name. It literally looks like the depiction. Dungeons and Dragons has literally become the depiction of furry forest, where you really do have a bunch of like dudes. It's a sausage fest. And then you have that one obligatory chick with implants and a member between its legs and everything, and they're all going around in a relentless, titillating undulation gay ball with one another. Oh, what's up, Hungar? I sent you a link if you want to chime in on this and and what do you call it? Join in on this chat. So just so you know, Hungar, I put a link in your Instagram profile for that, and you should be able to join. But this kind of BS is starting to infect children's TV shows. This amalgamation of theys and thems are bringing their case into children's TV shows. I saw a week ago on Instagram how some of the Transformers have been renamed to Nightshade, Moloch. That is true. And then you have the one that's identifying as non-binary, and they have a gay character in the Transformers cartoons. And this is why you shouldn't let your kids watch Netflix, because Netflix is like the biggest gay homo warrior out there. They put this stuff in children's cartoons where everything is just going to be gay now. Everything. And oh, okay. Well, thank you, Hungar. Abscess tooth. No, that's okay. You can watch. We're going to get to that podcast someday. It's going to be called the I Was There podcast. How did I know? Because I was there. That'll be the tagline. And Alex Jones, there's like a 20-minute. Let's see if I can even find it. See if I can even just find it and put it in the chat. The government fears Alex Jones. Going to the videos. It might have to. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to go down quite a ways. This might have been 3 weeks ago. Boy Scouts. I'm going to find this. I got to find this. There it is. I'm going to copy this right now. This link goes up into the chat, and you can watch this at your leisure. And here's the tagline: children are being groomed for the trans death cult through Netflix. My pronouns are they, them. And this is no bullshit. This is from 11 days ago. I'm glad I found it. I'm glad I was able to bring this out. And this is what canceled my Netflix subscription. I let go of Netflix because, number one, I thought the first season of Orange is the New Black properly nailed a lot of things. It was really funny at the beginning. And then it got very, very dark. It got very, very dark. It was all about lesbian shit, minority women shit, more lesbian shit, more bonnet-headed LaFonda bullshit. This isn't anything that you don't see on Instagram either. You know, it's like whenever one of these bonnet-headed LaFondas flips out in a Popeyes or a McDonald's over having to pay. Oh, there was the woman in Atlanta, one of these bonnet-headed LaFondas that went ape and did like $1,100 worth of damages in a Little Caesars over having to pay $1 for an extra crazy bread sauce. There you go. There you go. Flipped her shit over sauce. But yeah, let's get this in the chat there. This should appear. You guys can watch this at your leisure. Oh. I don't want to ask Leo a question. There it goes. Okay. So there it is. I'll pin the Rumble one up at the top. There we go. Transhumanist death cult. There it is. And it's infecting everything. And these people that are all following one another on Instagram in this giant endless chain and feeding this kind of fire. Because, you go to any of the girls' profiles, it's gay space marines, it's cosplay, it's septum piercings, it's tattoos. It's not pretty. Oh, God damn, I did not know that. And this is the cost of inflation, Corin. I will tell you now that China made a move economically to no longer do to no longer send us some of the precious metals we need to make missiles. That's where we're at. And we can't wake up now because the number one thing economically that the United States does not want to do, and you could thank Obama for this, is that he gave China exclusive rights to do the processing of the rare earth minerals. Now, if you process rare earth minerals in your country, that does have an ecological what is the term I'm looking for? It pollutes. It pollutes, okay? And you don't want to pollute because you got a NIMBYist boomer crowd that's more worried about their fucking property value than what it would take to get this country back to work. Now, the government, if it goes to war, what are we going to go to war with? Sticks, rocks, and harsh language? Now, I could be wrong. We could have orbiting satellites in space that dump 30-ton tungsten rods on the cities with the equivalence of 10 to 20 Hiroshima bombs. I don't know. But all I do know is we are not making the things to raise gross domestic product in this country to bring prices down. End of story. That's long story short. We do not make the things in this country to bring gross domestic product up. And this is tangible things that other countries will buy, thus lowering inflation. No. Our entire economy. Here's our entire economy. Our number one export from America. Number one, butt sex. Number two, feminism. Always remember, there was Zimbabwe that got sanctioned by Obama because Robert Mugabe said, I do not want to prescribe new rights to homosexuals in my country, and they sanctioned the shit out of Zimbabwe over that. So there's our number two exports right there. Fat boys with autism and tits, that's number 3. Girls who want to shake their butts in front of a camera for OnlyFans dollars, it's number 4. Financial services out of Wall Street, and last but not least, software. Yeah, we got a great fucking economy. It's great. We're just killing it. And half of those nobody even wants. Oh, the financial banking services out of Wall Street. Yeah, that we're going to have some guy named Goldstein who's going to turn your millions into tens of millions over time. That's basically it. That's why things are so expensive. We're not making the things that make us go. And if we did have to make the things that make us go, we'd have to crack a couple of eggs, and sometimes there'd be a pollution cloud in the valley where I live. Oh boy, I lost 3, maybe 5 years off of my life. But unlike my grandpa, I don't have the courage to live to be 100. He's 99 and a half. And I think in 6. No, and never mind. Never mind. I think he's still got a little ways to go, but I think he's going to truck all the way to 100. I don't have the courage to live to be 100. Oh, the building of AI data centers. Yeah, don't get me started on AI. The one thing that is yet to produce a single tangible thing. Now, if Elon can make it work, he talks about the Teslas, the newer Teslas past 2025, the 2025 Tesla and up are going to have some kind of software that they can download where they drive away from where they parked and they do ride share. And Tesla, the company, monitors the whole thing. Now, if I had money, I would bet on Elon to actually make that work. I don't have the money to buy Tesla stock because I think it's sitting at, let me just see. I'm never going to buy it. I'm never going to buy Tesla stock. I have my own reasons for that. There's no way. Really? What a pump and dump. Okay, I'm not going to spend $439.91 a share on Tesla stock to ride that up to 700 to sell if that actually did work. Where your Tesla goes and does rideshare. But if I were smart, if I were a smarter version of Elon, which I'm not, but I would be, the cars would be running off of alcohol, not batteries. That way you can tell the corn and soybean lobby to go and fuck themselves once and for all. Because, I forgot. Corn and soybeans. Everything is corn and soybeans. Oh, we have to put these byproducts in your food because, reasons. Somebody's got to get paid. So, like I said, we're in this doom loop economically. But let's get back into some of these people here. How would you eat a pine cone? Do you boil it first? Oh man. And he lived to be 100. Yeah, I don't have the courage to live to be 100. What's up, Fox? Let's see here. They all got the same look. I used to colored hair. Now I think now I know they're fucked if their hair is dyed. Okay, I get it. All right, now I know they're fucktards if their hair is dyed. And go back in here. There's Megalus Hobbies. She had something to say, and it's just used up British woman, single, no marriage prospects in sight, and this is why Britain is dying because of her. Pink Skaven, pink and yellow Space Marines. She painted a Space Marine that one time. Turning the hobby to shit basically with her elf ears. I don't care what even if she presented herself to me, I would never sleep with a British woman. Let that sink in. I would never sleep with an English woman. I think there was a movie with Stellan Skarsgård. I think it might have been King Arthur. I don't know. Where he played this. I think it might have been King Arthur, where the where the Anglo Danes invade the UK, and he basically said, "Don't touch their women." And he's like, "Why not? Look at them. What kind of children would they breed? It's disgusting." Best line ever. That's really near and dear to my heart. Don't touch their women. Look at them. What kind of children would they bring into the goddamn world? God damn, I wish I could show this image on screen. Firstborn Miniatures sent me this image, and it literally does. It's God. There's like Dungeons and Dragons has become a gay minstrel show brought to you by Disney. That's what it looks like. That's literally what it looks like. Hasbro got the property, and they destroyed it. They destroyed it. This is why you can only play second edition or 3.5. That's it. That's all there is. That's all that's left. Second edition or 3.5, where you can't play some amorphous they or them. You had to choose races. You can't even have races in Dungeons and Dragons anymore. You had to you basically they've gotten rid of all references in the newest version to race itself. Whatever happened to you could be a dwarf, halfling, half elf, human, and that's where I draw the line, because orcs are plants and they can't reproduce with people. End of story. I guess you could play the gnome, but in my opinion, gnomes don't count. Like I don't know what the difference is between. You know what? As old as I am now, I don't know what the difference is between a gnome and a halfling. Nor do I care to find out. But you got all these, and it's, God, it's the best way to describe this. Oh, this one's pretty good. Your hairline goes back almost as far as your chauvinistic views, my guy. Must be hard to be so insecure that you feel threatened enough to comment such hate with a view to advertise your own failing page. Oh, my page is failing. I'm sorry, I'm not followed. I mean, you have just a few more followers than me. I'm sorry, I've got a failing page. One, I'm not a chick. Being a chick is like having the permanent instant hack. You notice how society is just made for white chicks. That's it. That's why everything got built in the West, because some white chick somewhere bitched about something. She bitched about something, okay? And then white men made it so. And now it's gotten so bad that when somebody insults white lady, guys like this fall out of the woodwork and they've got to chime in, because this guy's completely faceless. But let's go over to his page. Painting since June 2025. Okay, sharing my journey, learning to paint and play Warhammer to an average at best. Okay, and I have a failing page, he says. Wow, you learned how to paint on Death Guard. I'm so fucking impressed. Gurgle for Nurgle. All right, I'm a chauvinist. Yes, I am. And there's not a thing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. You live in the UK. Your country belongs to I've got to ask, are you a Pakistani? And that's why you're defending her. And I asked a lot of questions about these guys, I said, oh, look, here comes another Pakistani motherfucker to simp for Doth My Lady. And he's like, you're just misinformed. You're misinformed and you don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I see it on Paul Joseph Watson. I see it on InfoWars, the destruction of Europe. And now this destruction is bleeding into our hobby. It's bleeding into our hobby. And there's not a damn thing we can do about it. You know, we didn't gatekeep hard enough. The tards that are trying to eat pine cones because my grandfather said that's what he did to live to be 100. How you eat a pine cone every day. Elizabeth Hurley, I've heard that name. She's 60 now? Mrs. What's her name in Bezazzled is 60 now? I guess so. You know, that movie came out in 2000. It was 25 years ago. Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Even if she was young and she presented, no, couldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Just on the auspices that you have a child that ends up being wispy for no fucking reason, because that's how they raise their men over there in the Eurotrash zone, even in the UK. No, couldn't do it. Yeah. No Elizabeth Hurley for me. Yeah, that's a good one. I think it's super weird how everyone starts playing and immediately needs to post their hobby journeys. Uh, okay, so yeah, that's a weird one because this is such a niche market that you are almost literally set up to fail if you do vlog, if you do post. You know, I mean, I made something obligatory, somewhat racist, and that was my most successful viral video ever on Instagram, where Uncle Ruckus says to hang the guy, hang that, hang that motherfucker who killed the Tsarina chick on the train. I got over 50,000 views. I wonder how many. I'll just give you the amount of likes I got on that. 4,514 likes with 7,262 shares. There you go. Where they just need to hang that motherfucker who killed the poor little girl on the train. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the hobby whatsoever, because normal people don't care about the hobby. You know, but these people in this blob of gayness on South Park is what we're going to call it. They care about one another and they stick together like dirt. No, like colonies of fat. That's the best way to describe it. If you've ever seen like fat, like extract, like models of, they have like these 3D printers of what models of what fat colonies look like and everything, and it comes out and it's like this amorphous. Damn it, there's no way I can send the picture. I'm doing a Canvas stream. I was hoping to have any guests, so let's see here. If somebody wants to come in on stream, they're more than welcome to. There are the links. I thought I was going to leave it open for Hungar, but he's got an abscess tooth and he's not doing anything. So if the viewers want to chime in, they can do that. So I'll leave that open. See here. I'm always moving the wrong way ever since I moved to Ubuntu. And there's the thumbnail meme where it says women on Tinder and men on Tinder, and just entertain me, make me laugh, and don't be boring. And she's dressed up like Queen. I think that's Queen Victoria, maybe. And then you have men on Tinder. They're all blind, poor, and that's that. It's that blind poor beggar from the Robin Hood Disney version, and he's like, "Please, may I get a crumb of pussy? Just a crumb of vagina, just one crumb of pussy. Please, ma'am, can I get one crumb of pussy?" But if I were to put on my magic hat, I have an idea here. Hold on. I have an outfit I can wear. I have an outfit I can put on. Put on the magic hat. If I put on this magic outfit, migrant attire, if I put on this migrant attire, my name automatically becomes Salim Mahmoud Abbas the Magnificent, migrant extraordinaire to the UK. There you go. That's who I am now. And you're not allowed to criticize me, lady. As a matter of fact, it is written in the Quran that you shall tongue my butthole. And if you don't, you're a racist and an Islamophobe. And you are not allowed to talk that way to me. And I am a migrant extraordinaire. Your taxes literally pay for me to do absolutely fuck all in your country. And you must tongue my butthole, Danny Jeffries. You cannot get around it. You must tongue my butthole. Your pesos belong to us. Oh, what's up, Solo Warhammer Gamer? What did you just step in? Oh, I've got to fix my headdress. I got to look presentable. I got to look presentable and all Islamic and Iron Sheikified here because, now that I'm a migrant, I can literally do whatever the fuck I want. There you go. I live in the UK. I have to button up if I can get the top button buttoned. Hold on. Now that I have a magic hat, Salim Mahmoud Abbas the Magnificent demands that British women tongue my butthole and wipe my ass for me, and they will live in my harem, all paid for by the UK taxpayer. That is what they will do. This is exactly how Santa Claus looks next year. Exactly. I'm just missing the giant beard so that I need to look a little bit more like Osama bin Laden or some shit. There you go. Salim Mahmoud Abbas the Magnificent demands that the British taxpayer pay for my car, my house, my Warhammer addiction. Fuck war games. As a matter of fact, you fucking hobbits serve me and do as I say at all times and in all ways. Keir Starmer, I have a 10-inch cock and you will suck it for me because it's not going to suck itself. As a matter of fact, I need more free money, courtesy of the UK taxpayer. And don't try to defend yourself. Otherwise, two cops, one wearing a hijab, I call her hijabi baby, and one that looks like an old British bitch will show up to your doorstep to arrest you at 10 o'clock at night for making a mean tweet about Salim Mahmoud Abbas, the Magnificent Sultan. That is who I am. You cannot do anything, UK. All your bases all belong to us now. And you allowed it to happen. You got rid of your guns in 1997. And so we're allowed to go around stabbing the infidel wherever we go. That's what they do. There's nothing you can do to stop me now that I have this magic hat on. If you liberal dipshits want to say anything about me, you're an Islamophobe racist. There you go. That's how it works. So Danny Jeffries in the Dannyverse, fuck you. Suck my 10-inch cock. Toi is what I need. I need you to give me a good old UK hot toi. That is what all you Instagram bitches and all you liberal dipshits that live in the UK, you will wipe my ass for me. There you go. Now they can't criticize me, at least according to UK law. I'm 100% untouchable as Salim Mahmoud Abbas the Magnificent. There's nothing they can do. I do not like gays. As a matter of fact, when we take over the UK, we will be throwing most of these people off of rooftops in the grandest fashion. It'll be something very reminiscent to what they do in Libya all the time. And I went to Libya one time and we had a lot of fun, tremendous fun. I played blackjack with British taxpayer money, $500 a hand. $500 a hand, and I got hooked the fuck up by the British taxpayer. They love it because they think that diversity is their strength. And the Jews, well, they just enable me even more. Because they opened the gates at Constantinople, thus betraying the city to me and my people. So we can get this fixed here. There we go. There we go. A little bit better. There we go. I just need some aviator sunglasses and I'm ready to go. Ready to go. All right. Nobody's in the queue. Nobody wants to chime in. All right. I guess we've had our fun then. We can switch to painting. Leave it open. I'll leave it open. We'll just put that. That is how Santa Claus. I have the same tablecloth. Yes, we put tablecloths on our head. It is hot outside. That's very Islamic. There you go. Let's see if I can switch cams. What the hell? My screen's having a seizure. Oh, I see what it's doing there. There it is. There it is. I don't know what happened there, but my screen was having a seizure. One thing's for sure, I can't paint in my disguise, so I have to what do you call it? I have to disrobe in front of the infidel. Suck my dick. All right, so we got our girl here. I gotta check my PSI. All right. Gotta glove up. Okay, so we were painting. I want to start her. I just have to finish his underbelly, and that's just bone. But let's start her just a little bit. Get people ready for the glovening. I'm sorry to hear that, old Hammer Gaming. That's it. You know, it's funny how only white countries have to accept diversity. You know how many Catholic churches are in Saudi Arabia? A big fat zero. Let that sink in. But how many mosques are in Germany? Like 300 easily? Let's see here. I don't know what I'm going to load up with first. Oh, that's nice of him. All right, moving on. Okay. Let's see here. I think we're going to hit her with a little bit of brown ink first because that's just for her pants. And we're going to keep it to inks because I don't need anything gunking up the airbrush while I do this as quickly as possible. I just had it the other day. My poker. I'm going to have to get some more pokers. That's really 30 psi. I should go lower. Or find a better angle. There we go. Just lower it down. A little thinner. What's left of the fresh water. Blast that out. Make these bright. This is the matriarch. I'm going to put 1 drop of flow improver in this. go low. I need to really do this a little bit more often because I don't know all the angles of the airbrush. Just that it likes to use, but that's about it for the red. I think good little foundation right there. We got the brown because that right there in between, that looks like fabric or leather. 1,000 years of BO in the outfits. Yeah, migrants also smell. There's all these memes going around on Instagram of Indian truck drivers washing themselves off with the hoses at the fuel lane. That's supposed to be for your windshield and some vitals. You rinse off your vitals real quick. You want to keep your tank clean. Need paper towels. Need paper towels. A little bit of this stuff, a little bit of the good stuff now. All right, next color. Let's load up and we'll just deal with this cape real quick. Well, I don't know. Let's deal with the, let's highlight that red. And I think this will look pretty good, actually. That'll be enough. All your basils belong to us. We'll put a little bit of this on her hair too. You can use the airbrush to dry off some of this extra paint. That's what I'm doing right now. No glove, no love. There we go. A little bit of the orange. Oh, I'm always hitting the camera now that I've got it closer. Okay, so the cape. I don't know what I'm going to do with that cape. Let's let's take a look at the apex predator. They made it match the pants. All right. The feathers, the pants. All right, so I'm not going to do that. Put a little more zealot yellow on that hair of hers. We'll hang this up for a second here. Just make sure that we got good coverage. There are some loose angles I can't get to, like right here. No, I just gotta go for her skin. I just don't know what they make these wadroon almost a white blue. And I'm gonna think about like what I can do to start that. We're gonna go really low pressure. Too low. We're gonna go really low pressure. Low pressure. I've been bailing for years. You can't hurt me, bro. You can't hurt me. I'm like David Goggins and shit. It's a weird one. So there we go. No, I think what we'll do with this blue ink. See, do I have her hand down there? I have a hand. Because now she's looking like hella Avatar with that blue. But we're going to lighten it up, and then we'll have to go in and do some of the details on her armor and shit. Yeah, patch my glove a little bit there. Not worried about her fur. I'm just trying to get the tops of her flesh that's going to show through. And anywhere I can't go with the airbrush, I'll just dip it in. Let me double check. I think what I do need is a little bit of this mixture, which we're going to put down for a second. And we're going to get out a different kind of white. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think that'll work for the final highlight, but we're going to need a different brush. Of course. Too much, too much, too much. For what we're going to accomplish right here, that she's got a little bit showing right there. The dollop right there. There we go. Should be monitoring that, but I wasn't. All right. I don't think I can get much more out of this. Okay, so there she is. Now she kind of like, she at least resembles that color of blue. I'm keeping it just a little bit darker. I only want to kind of And now that I have this online, I can like remember how I made the mixture. So they're too dark, they look Avatar. Avatar sucks, by the way. Like, fuck you, Jim Cameron. Fuck you. Okay. One thing's for sure. We're going to get a BB in that. I think if I'm doing dry brush, I can start with this Templar blue, and that'll be really good with the mixed with the ghostly gray. Now it's time to clean this up. There we go. Wonder if they sell O-rings for these things. I'm going to need a new O-ring on this. All right, so that'll just be dry brush work on the brown. I bet you if I take a little bit of Zealot green and hit the pants with that, it'll actually come out pretty good. Let's experiment with that real quick. You know, it's just like the Flash Gets episode. No girls allowed in the hobby, man. Look what they do to it. I like how they all stop what they're doing to prevent the making of a female psycho warrior. No girls allowed, hate monger. Ah, great. There's some, what do you call it down there? Your crotch region. Actually, I can try that mixture in a minute. The Templar blue, maybe mixed with white. There we go. I kind of like that. The darker pants, a little bit of green, greenish, disgusting, leathery brown scale armor. And we're ready to rock and roll again. Almost. Okay. I use this color on my Imperial Fists. It's their secondary color. I betcha I just put a dot of white next to it. Probably a better foundation, but we have to paint up underneath her legs here. So you can see, like, she's got a thong on, everybody. Okay, no, 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 no. In Australia, thongs are something that you put on your feet, and that's what I always called them back in the '90s was thongs. Now a thong is something. It's just basically female butt floss. That's all a thong is. It's a G-string. Or like when men go swimming, they're wearing like male thongs or something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do something with this metal here. We're gonna take a little bit of hoplite gold, and we're gonna see if we can do anything for the metal that she's got on. Hmm. That's about it. This will be a messy color. This will probably be the color that we end with. It's about like that. We can just see how I'm getting it on there. I like that. You can get a spread. This is a real honey of a color too. And does she have any metal back there? This is about all the metallic she's wearing. Aside from that down there. Oh, and there it goes. There it goes. It's like, and then it clogs on me in the 11th hour. Yeah, we prevented it. She's got some beads and some cords. We're going to make this gold here. We'll have to, we got a blockage. There we go. Down. There we go. We're just going to grab some of this because we're going to do our bracelet real quick. And then I think this color's done. Just enough to get her bracelet. And then you can just barely see it up underneath the hair, so I'm not going to worry about it on that angle. And then she's got jewelry or tattoos right here. I wish I could decipher. Let's see here. There's a good one. Oh, don't load the page. Oh, maybe it will give me that picture specifically. Please give me that picture specifically. Okay, these right here on her arm are supposed to be tattoos, so I'll have to get my detail brush on that, but I think I got her earrings. And her jewelry just right. And what is that? Let's take a look. Can we even get her? Okay, they made that green as well. And I don't know about her face. I think she's got some kind of like jewelry on over her face right here. And that's how it's presented. And that's what we'll do. We'll just get a little bit more hoplite gold out. Oh, I see it now. It's very subtle. You would not notice it at all. Right here and here, I just have to highlight, but I don't need to get out the actual blue. I actually like that. We'll actually do that. We'll do purple right here on the head. Like legit dark purple. Or better yet, this should be enough to stain it right here. Yeah, that looks great. Bam. That provides a good little dash of color right there. She got a lot of angles though. You don't have to worry too much because what you can't see, you don't have to paint. What you can't see, you don't have to paint. You just leave all that leather purple. And then we can make this, and it looks like there, at least on the website, that they made this gold. No, It could be either one in here on this cornucopia area. That's her hair. One little piece of resistance here. The last of my Mephiston. Real man put an airbrush on that, but we're just going to hurry up and stain it with the bone color. Very thin bone color, and then we're going to wash it with the pallid bone. Now what we can do is take our kind of just give those basket weavings highlights right there. Boom. Give those basket weavings highlights. That kind of just pops. We're not quite done with that, but we can give these basket weavings over here some highlight, and this basket weaving over here. Some highlight. And then with that out of the way, all that's stained in. We'll have to wait for that to dry. But so fine detail work. Let's get a little painting tip out there to Firstborn. We're going to switch cameras now that we're kind of done. Oh, and hey, there I am. Let's see. We're done there. Boom. So you notice how I kind of hit it with the darkness first, okay? So she's about as detailed on the face as I can get her because she's wearing that mask, and I'm going to wash that with just the Army Standard Painter right there, and then you're done. There's really not a whole lot more you can do because of the way that this model is put together and shit like that. It's just sometimes when they make a model, they don't think about how you're going to have to paint it. So she's kind of looking down. She's got her death mask on. There's really no eyeball detail in there, and I'll give them credit for that. And I can highlight a little bit of that gold. There's a little bit of that brown there, but I'm working on top, and that's where I'm at. I got rid of the skin to work on top, basically, because the skin is on the bottom, and that's where the mess goes. The pants don't really matter. Nobody's going to really look at the pants. I might lightly highlight the pants and stuff with with a little bit of moot green, just very lightly wherever I want it to be green. And then I haven't decided on the cape. I think the cape, I don't know. I just got that on there as a base. I got that Zealot yellow on there as a base, primarily. But it's literally just touches after that. Like I can go for a lighter metal. I can put retributor on top of on top of the hop light gold and stuff like that. It'll be time to change that. Really let that. Oh, mixing chemicals. All right. We're going to do our hacer diligencias now. One more dip. All right. According to that, it should be nice and clean. Nice and clean. It sucks that I can't finish this on stream, but I'm only limited by so many hours in a day. That's about it. I spent all day yesterday fucking around with the computer, like literally all day. I was on this thing all day making sure everything would work. It sucks that I didn't do a bigger partition for Linux and everything like that, but I am kind of liking my Linux computing experience so far. This thing is whisper fucking quiet right now. It's not even making a sound. It's like I said, I think I'm gonna have to ask my brain boys out there who were on stream yesterday if there's a way to take this hard drive that I petitioned. Take this hard drive that I partitioned on the USB drive, put it on this thing, wipe this computer clean, and then start fresh from this. I'm gonna have to ask if I can do that. If there is a way to do that, put everything on here, put everything that I got on this 128 stick that I only partitioned 32 gig, and I've only got like 17 gig left after I got some of my programs and videos that have transferred over. I have to try Kden Live now because I won't be able to use Filmora anymore. So I'll have to learn a new editing software, which is fine. Linux is already putting money in my pocket because I think it's like, I want to say it's like $60 to $100 to use Wondershow Filmora. I think it's in that price range. So I'll have to learn a new editing software, and then I won't have to pay. That'll be one less thing that I have to pay for. So what I save, I'll probably enter uh, a Streamlabs account or something like that. But that's about it. So let me post another link up before we go. History. Oh, I must have deleted it out of the history. Copy. All right. All right, that is the link to Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, the third installment of Monster Fest 2025. We've got that out. I've got that out there for you. It got rated for 18 and older. So algorithmically, this video is dead. I'm going to push this video till the rest of my days because I hate it when I put a good review out there for a movie that I think everybody should watch and add to their personal library. Um, and then they just suppress it. Oh, this is 18 and older, and I don't know why it got flagged for 18 and older. I have no idea why, but our YouTube, our PrudeTube overlords go out of their way to censor me. It's kind of hilarious. Maybe it's because I talk a lot of shit. I dial up that number, but there it is in the links. It'll be in the links below and everything when I go through and I tag the video. But that's about it for me. We went a little over time today, but I had fun. I hope the rest of you had fun. Don't forget to check out Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, the synopsis plot review, a film directed by Russ Meyer. You got bombshell babes, fast cars, Superwoman versus man, the prize itself, life itself. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. And if you want to get in touch with me, Instagram DMs are the best way to do that. And yeah, we'll see you Thursday for some Tales of the Crypt. And keep painting, keep playing, and stay metal, my friends.